Hey guys, I said I was going to be making a video of how to do the install on this thing. It's taken me quite a while. I'm on like my fourth version of it. I decided to go ahead and get rid of the other headlight I was going to put on there and use the stock front end. I went ahead and cut off the bottom notification panel off the original gauge cluster because it was easier for me to hook up the neutral light, oil light, low fuel, and the high beams directly to this. Um, Turn signals, because I'm running the LEDs right now, I've got that disabled, but it still works in here. I'm going to show you a little bit of the wiring real quick. For the little notification panel, I used the original harness. I just got rid of the rest of the gauges and extended those wires out a little bit. Just some simple 14 gauge wire. I'm gonna get this all cleaned up after I'm done finalizing everything. For the gauge itself, I actually wired it to the light harness. That way I can take off the whole front end with the two harnesses, a couple of quick plugs, and off it goes. Um, got a couple of simple wires here. Black's ground, are green as, if I'm not mistaken, high beams, yellow is low beams. We do have our red and blue is our constant power, and green and brown are our turn signals. We do need a keyed power for our gauge, so I've got that to the constant on here. This is actually a keyed power. We need a regular power, which I've got run to the battery, and a fuse. For the speedometer, I've got a wire going down, hidden underneath the um, front fender. And for our RPM, if you can see in here, I've got it coming off of the orange wire on the left coil pack. To run it off that orange wire, I went and got one of these little prongs. It slides on to the coil pack, and then I can connect the regular orange wire to it along with the sensor for it. So I'll go ahead and show you everything working. Turn on my key. I've got the fuel tank disconnected. That'll stop in just a second. That's just the pump going. There we go. It's pretty bright, so I can definitely see it at night, but some people do call it blinding. Left turn signal, that's going. Left turn signal's blinking. Reset it. Right turn signal. Right turn signal's blinking. Right? And then I also have my high beams done on there, right? With the notification panel that I still have yet to mount. Neutral still works. When I take it out of gear, that shuts off. If I turn on my kill switch, you can see the fuel and oil light still light up. I have the turn signals disabled on there. It was feeding over left to right and making all the blinkers go at once. And then I've got the high beams as well. The colors on the gauge cluster, again, I've yet to clean this all up, so bear with me. I've got the lights wired into it. I don't even know if you can see all this. Um, yeah, they're there. I went the route of doing some shrink wrap on everything. I used a test light to make sure these wires were what they were, and I just extended them out. I used 12 gauge 12 gauge wire for the headlight and 14 gauge wire for everything else. Yes, this is speaker wire. It was simple, especially for this little cluster, it being two wires for most of them to run the just run speaker wire through there, and it keeps everything together. I'll be able to put the little sleeve over it. It'll keep it all nice and tight. And that's it. I'm going to button everything up, make it look nice, and I'll show you the RPMs running on the next video. You do have to go through the settings and set the speedometer using the diameter from the front wheel. You can roll it out over a piece of string. That was easy enough. This has been unplugged with no power at all for, I want to say, a week and a half while I've just been doing other things. I plug it back in. The clock's reset on there. but you can still see it shows 10 miles on the odometer, which from um, my last setup of everything, I rode it for about 10 miles before I brought it home, decided I didn't like it. I went in ahead and used the original front end because it was so easy to mount this without everything vibrating too much. I managed to put a phone holder on here. It's got the bands to keep it in place. And the biggest part of me using the original front end rather than this headlight that I've got sitting over here was the mirrors. I was having a pain. It was a pain in the ass to figure out how I wanted to put the mirrors on this thing. And the mirrors that I got with the handles, I'd only be able to see them if I was sitting upright, and that wasn't good enough for me. So I went ahead and used that. Turn signals, you can see I've got LEDs all the way around it. I did go ahead and upgrade to an LED relay. This I made a little temporary harness to just try this out for now. This is actually adjustable. I want to say it was $10, and it lets me set the flash on the turn signals, so they're not really quick. All in all, it probably took me an hour to get everything soldered. Your mileage is going to vary, of course, and depending on how bad your harness is. I used the original ones. I found that be the easiest for me. Because again, when it's all said and done, if I need to remove the front end, I unplug those two harnesses, um, unplug the power, the ground, and then the speedometer and the tachometer, and that's it. I can pull the whole front end off. I shouldn't have to do a bunch of snipping and makeshift wires or rigging or any of that stuff. So, good luck. It really wasn't that hard, and have a good one.